Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having an amazing day. We're going to take a look here at LUNA2, see what's going on. I got a request from this one from one of my community members here. Let's see here. I believe it was Crypto Immortal. Thank you very much for the request. Happy to honor that, and I'll get this uploaded here shortly. So if you are just say new to the channel and you want to become part of something better, CryptoCash.tech is a site, link down below. We actually have an awesome community here. Take a look at some of these profits we took over the weekend. 205% from OGN, 32% from a KNC short, and then a Solana long at 67%. That does exclude, of course, today's profits here with Bitcoin 45%, SUI another 45%, and a second Bitcoin at about 31%. That's one of our 10x trades there, so still looking good. Obviously, don't forget Algorand as well. So really cool stuff. Again, congrats to our community members, and thank you so much for the wonderful feedback. I deeply appreciate hearing that. Super happy that it was a very profitable month for you. Speaking of profit, just a quickly note here too, last month was phenomenal. Congrats again at a 95% success rate. We did have to close a TRB trade, and yes, we took a loss on Frontier, but I think the 576% outweighs that 168% trade. Okay, so again, good stuff there. Very well done. Thank you again for the feedback. So what we'll look at here is some awesome, amazing stuff. Be sure to stick around to the end because this is an interesting chart pattern that you don't see very often. Oftentimes when you see a triple bottom, it means strong likelihood of the price action continuing higher. I think it has somewhere in the range of like 85, 87% of a statistical potential probability of the price going the opposite direction that it keeps retesting. So it keeps retesting this triple bottom, and the likelihood of the price going up from here is greater. Okay, so again, that's a very interesting statistic. Keep in mind too, this is a 1 hour time frame. It's not a 4 hour or a daily. That does lead a little bit less reliability because of the simple fact that it's a smaller time frame, but we still have a double bottom on the 4 hour, and that's a very positive sign too. Okay, so pretty cool stuff here. So let's talk about what's going on here. So now that we discussed kind of the fact that we have a strong potential for an increase moving forward based on the price action holding strong here in this range, we can see that the triple bottom is essentially holding strong with this previous resistance level at about 40. I'm going to round up and say 48 cents just to keep it even. Okay, so 48 cents appears to be a good little area there. We can also summarize here too that we have a key Fibonacci retracement range that we're in right now at 0.5 where the price is consolidating. 9 times out of 10, when you consolidate at 0.5 on Fibonacci, the price is likely to increase if you have a strong foundational volume. Let's take a look at the volume, of course. I'm going to zoom in a little bit as well and see roughly where that volume is accumulated. So we got the most amount of volume, of course, big surprise at 41 cents, 41.5, where the price action dipped down fairly low. We've also got the second most amount of volume just above the current level here, which is interesting. You see a lot of volume right there at about 52 cents. That implies that there's a lot of positions right here in the red, and it would be advantageous for the price to pull back up for them. All right. Now we don't always get what we want, but that could be a situation where we want to recognize that there might be some fair value here that was taken. So half the fair value gap has been filled. So keep in mind there might be one more last candle wick down before the price legs up again. Okay. But the reason why that's okay is because we have this somewhat of a foundational volume here with the previous resistance level. So this little range here should work as a support between 618 and 0.5 on Fibonacci. Okay. So 46 to 49 cents as a round number is a good support range for this coin. Okay. So keep in mind we're looking pretty decent there on the daily. We want to look at some moving averages really quick too to note we're above all two moving averages there. We can also summarize here that we are diverging on the MACD, sort of. We haven't officially diverged, but we're losing that momentum. That's commonplace for the coin when they shoot up like they did, okay? So that's nothing really super concerning. We look at the RSI, money flow index is still fairly high. That's an important factor here. If you start seeing the MFI go down and the RSI go sideways, that's a problem, okay? Because it basically tells us that it's maintaining a current price point. There's not a lot of buying or selling volume, and there's more likelihood of the price action going the opposite direction, or excuse me, in this case, continuing the same direction it was heading originally, which is down, okay? But the key takeaway here is that we're still in good bullish territory, whereas a likelihood of the price going up is higher than the price going down. We can also see too that being above this moving average is very helpful. These are all positive bullish signs. Okay, so taking a look at the daily here, or sorry, correction, we took a look at the daily. We want to look at the 4 hour and identify a few things. First of all, we can see this fair value gap still down about 44.5 cents. There's a possibility we see a wick down to get that filled and the price comes back up. You see that happen quite a lot. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that. So if you do take a long position right now, do not go hard and do 20, 40, 50, 100x leverage if you have the option for it. Don't do that. Low position size, low leverage. That's why we survive and we take the kind of profits that we do as a community. Because yes, we might be waiting a few weeks to take a profit target, but we're giving ourselves some flexibility there and not getting wrecked in the process. Okay, so please understand that. You see a lot of folks out there sharing their 1,000% trades. There's a lot of risk involved with that, and some of them are either very good traders or they're just getting kind of lucky and they're sharing with you only the good stuff. Okay, so keep in mind there's a lot of different schools of thought there, but I just hate to see newer traders get wrecked, and they come over to our community often to try to recover their losses, and it can be difficult if you have the wrong mindset. Okay, so that said, taking a look here at we got the buy side liquidity, a lot of liquidity up here. So a lot of times what will happen is that liquidity will get grabbed a second time. That's why you typically see cup and handle patterns form. So this could be honestly the beginning of a cup and handle. So we could very well see the price action starting to angle itself out, starting to work its way up. And honestly, it's just one of those things where it's a matter of time before the price action comes back to retest this level. Okay, so keep in mind there's a lot of buy side liquidity there. Okay, and that's a good thing in the sense of a long position, because it tells us that there's more likelihood the price is going to pull back to that area after the fair value gaps have been filled, which we could see here as well. Okay, so my speculation is we see maybe one more pullback before the next leg up. Let's see if Elliott Wave tells us anything here. It doesn't look like there's much to be noted here on the 4 hour. The 1 hour does tell us a little bit different of the scenario here. So 1 hour is kind of telling us we've already hit our bottom, and we should likely see a higher high. Okay? So it really just implies that we've seen our 2 higher highs and 2 higher lows. We're looking for one last higher high before it performs this ABC pattern. If you're not familiar with that Elliott Wave, I talk about this in pretty much every single video. Simply put, you work your way all the way up to a 5. Once you've hit that overextended, that 3 higher highs and 2 higher lows state, it's going to pull back to find 2 lower lows and 1 lower high. So it usually looks like this, and then comes back down. The last one is lower than the most recent high. All right, anyways, conversation for another day. I just like to kind of talk about that because I get the question a lot. So on the hourly, let's go ahead and wrap this up here and summarize with the fact that we are overextending ourselves to a 7 now here to the downside. So every time you've seen here, look at this. We got a 9, 9, and a potential 7 here. So another couple of hours, we should very well see that triple bottom pulling itself back out. Okay, I think we're looking pretty good there. All in all, this is a pretty decent situation here. I'm leaning more towards a long position at this point than a short, but just note that fair value gap could get filled all the way down as low as 44 cents, which is roughly a swing of about 7.5%. So again, anything over 10x leverage, you're going to be hurting if the price does pull back to that level. So I like to prepare for the worst and hope for the best. So I'd probably go with the 5x leverage trade on this. Okay. So again, that's kind of where we got there. Last thing we want to note here would be Ichimoku Cloud, just letting us know that we're range bound at this point. There's not much really giving us confirmation to take a long or a short. So in truth, even though we got a nice pattern, we got overall bullish behavior here, there's no guarantees the price is going to go up from here. There's a good chance it could re-dip down below before it legs up again. So my speculation is we might see one more last little leg down, the next leg up. I think it's pretty firm reality that we're going to see 60 cents here, but it's just a matter of when and how. Okay, so again, something to consider, but this coin's looking pretty good. Thanks again so much for bringing this to my attention here. Greatly appreciate this, Crypto Immortal. Thank you again for that request. And thanks again for being part of something bigger too. Love to be able to work with you and obviously hopefully help you, get where you need to go. If you haven't watched our trading videos, be sure to check that out. I got a lot of private videos on our website as a premium member. That is everything here so far today. Thanks again for watching. Hope you learned something here today. If you did, comment below, like, subscribe, follow. Help us grow our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord communities. All links here down below. And if you do want to become a Crypto Cash premium member, cryptocash.tech is his website. I look forward to working with you. Have a great rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.